Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Again! Like, I'm not gonna take this card this time, sorry. Even if it says offering. No. Weaver. Okay. And teacher. So, just for your info, I just had the tobacco offering card in the last two readings, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to take this. Upheaval. Just because I felt like this card was following me. Maybe there's a message in it that I was really reluctant to just take it, but we have it in mind, right? We know it's there, right? Yes. So strange. I'm really getting a bit annoyed right now. Why is that? Oh, look. Oh, nice. Look. A crown. Why am I annoyed? Probably because of this card. Upheaval, right? Look at that. Is there something going on around you? I really feel like there's so much going on. And it's like, maybe this? With all the eyes, right? It's this... what do you want to do? What do you want to... Like, it really feels like, what do you want to do? Upheaval, you know, in the first moment of upheaval, it just feels like you need to do something, right? You need to do and change or just go somewhere else where you are, you know, you cannot stay where you are, right? It's this upheaval thing. Why is the creation card in this? Like, music, creation... It's very intense somehow. Also because I felt so annoyed, so it really seems to me that maybe there are some energies around you, or I really feel like this upheaval is something internal more than external, right? So it doesn't feel to me that there is something going on in your current life that is actually causing this upheaval. It feels more internal, and it's making me angry, aggressive, and somehow just, it feels turbulent, right? It really feels like that. And Weaver. You know, when I think about a Weaver, I think about focus, right? Focus, right? Is that okay? And I'm so annoyed by the tiniest things. It's like trying to dream up how it's supposed, how you want the path to be forward. You know, I think you have in your mind, you have an idea of what you want to achieve, right? You know, you want to go a certain path, and it really feels like that with this web here, that you have really thought about how you want to achieve it and how it's supposed to work out, and you're walking this path, but somehow it feels so intense, and it changes, right? I think there was a time, you know, that's like the first steps that you're walking on this path, and it just feels like there's some, you know, with this hand and the eyes, it's like there's something around you somehow, and it really feels like, sometimes it feels like you don't have the saying in this. It really feels a bit like you think that you are not in charge, or that this is not your saying, that you don't have, that there's some outside force that causes this upheaval for you, right? It's somehow an outside force with this, this card has this energy here, where you see this, you don't see it, but you feel it. There, and again, there's something there, right? And here also, with this woof, there, there's something around, that really feels like, I don't know, it's stirring you up somehow. It's stirring you up, and it's causing this internal upheaval, and you just want to get rid of it, right? It says it's every teaching, right? Teaching of what you're supposed to attract, how it's supposed to work, that you are the creator and whatnot, and you walk the path, and it still feels like something is pushing you around, and it never really feels 100%. It's this, if you are walking a path that you have made up inside your head, that is supposed to be, that you think that is supposed to be the one path that you need to take, right? It feels really like you are externally pushed into certain directions, right? It really feels like there's something outside of you stirring you in a certain direction, and you don't like it. I don't like it. Really feels like anger and just upheaval. There's something around, right? Where's the energy, lavender, calming, stress relief energy, but in reality, it really feels like this upheaval thing, like so much going on. With this creepy hand, sneaking up to your neck and touching you, it's a cold hand, right? And this also, all the eyes, it really feels like there's something around. And it doesn't feel like this is something that you want to have around because you feel the upheaval. Right? And here I'm drawn to this open gate. Right? It's this, what's going on type of energy. Like there has been something there, or that there is something that's stirring you, and you don't know. It feels like you're searching for guidance, but also not really, because you want to be self-guided, because that is supposed to be your teaching at this point, or you want it to be like that. It's this, when you first realize that there's much more to our dimension, right? And you try to look for signs, and you think you've got it figured out what you want to do, right? And then you suddenly and when you really walk this, there's some sort of something that's causing you to feel stressed, or not just stressed, but also just angry, as if there's something that wants to steer you, and you don't want to be steered. You want to be your own boss and your own creational force, right? But what is this? What is this? It's really a feeling of, yep, I'm doing this now, and then you go there, and it really feels like energies around that are not supposed to be there, that are causing this. Right? But if you look at the cards, how I spread it out, there's something about I think it can also be the upheaval can also be that you are maybe thinking about some choices, with this I'm drawn to talk about life paths and how you choose what is good for you, right? So, some people, they come, like they get incarnated and they know what they need to do. They are certain, right? It's like this typical musician story where they know they are a musician from the very beginning and they walk this path and, that's it. No question about it. No question about it. But for you, I think it's way more complex because this creation thing is also almost a little bit, it's not almost blah, blah, blah. No, it's too confining for you. This is too confining for you. And you want to have it all and you want to do it all somehow. But somehow it feels like you've being pushed towards a certain direction and you don't want that. You want to decide yourself, right? It really feels like there's something around. Maybe it really feels more internal. It's more an internal struggle than anything else. But it's also about feeling things, right? And the feeling thing, that's where it gets complicated, because I think when you're walking a path that you have sought out inside your head, right? You're walking the path and you think it should feel a certain way and it doesn't at times. Why is that? It could be that the only thing that is feeling so, making you struggle somehow, is also that you feel that because you're not there yet, right? It's easy to say, it really feels like something that you want to do full time, your free self expression, exchanging creativity for coins, right? Or just being yourself. But when you're struggling, when the outside is not matched, like the majority of your life is not matching to where you want to go, when you think that it should be easier. It should be easier, really. It should be. And it really feels like there's something around you, something that is holding this back somehow. And it doesn't feel like it is. It just feels like there's something around what your path, that it seems to me that there's something holding it back, right? Just something not visible somehow. And I think you are getting, this internal struggle is so intense at times that you feel like, why? Why would you? It really feels like it makes you angry. It really feels like you are almost walking against something, and it could be really that you offer something and the results are not there fast enough for you, and you're like, why does this take so long? Where it's just, let's ask. Why? Right? Because this is, teacher, right? Why? You want to know why. Why does this take so long? Or why does it feel like that? Okay? The bottom of the deck is grieving. Again, mixed feelings. It seems to me you are on the right path towards it, but some energies are just around you that cause you to move like this. It's just this uncomfortable, right? It really feels like that. But this is like, this almost feels like a bad joke, you know, because it feels like, yeah, well, how's that? How much do you have to prove to the universe that you want something, you know? But this is very grieving, you know. You're grieving about things in the past, right? Yeah, you're grieving about that. And I think you are struggling with something that was in the past that you are still somehow working through. But also, I really wanna, but this, like, there's something around. You are not, this is not an illusion. But I think the only solution you needed, or the only thing you really needed to move forward right now, is to acknowledge it. That something like this is around. You know how those you know when people stare at you, right? When they stare at you and you don't know, like, you know, let's say you wear something funny, right? And you walk down the street. Something like that, right? So you wear something funny, you walk down the street, people stare at you. But as soon as you as soon as you stare back, the eyes disappear, right? And this is this reading. This reading is cleaning this energy from your surroundings. It's this last acknowledgement. I see you. I see what you are doing. Energy. I look at you, now disappear. Right? Because this is like not your energy somehow. This doesn't feel like your energy. It's just, I look you in the eye, go away, right? It's this, yeah. This is the upheaval now. By putting it out and saying, look, with those eyes, you know, it's this, go away, leave me alone. And it transforms the situation, right? And it doesn't feel like that anymore. And it becomes so prosperous. Just by removing those energies. I don't know what this is about. But it just feels uncomfortable. And one is I'm scratching my neck and such, and I'm certainly going to take a shower after this reading somehow. So maybe it's a message for you as well. I really feel like taking a shower. I really do. And it's, you know, those cards in the middle, it's a transformation, right? Because we have transformed this upheaval card. This internal, external, somehow struggle into a calling. With this looks like a calling to me now. And it's a calling to invite in the good energies, the aligned energies, right? And if you look at her, if this is the same person, you know, she's growing, right? And if you look at her, she's younger than she is, right? It's like you're walking a path and you're transforming something that is causing your upheaval. Maybe you are just feeling already the manifestation of your achievements. This could be it as well, right? In a bad way somehow, because it triggers somehow fear, when in fact it shouldn't, because it is actually abundance, right? Because all those cards, but they don't seem to welcome, right? So certainly by acknowledging this, as I described it, those energies, they are now gone, and suddenly I see different energies. It's this it's just the way she looks in those cards. She just walks it, right? There's no stress behind it, and she's just opening up to receive, right? She's just receiving, and the upheaval could be, somehow the upheaval, if you look at those cards together, they look like those golden things, right? The coins, or what this is. Like the energy is moving the same way somehow, right? In both of those cards, there are some flying energies. So it really feels like you are, and in both of those cards, those eggs, they are also important. It's this creation in a nest, right? It's this creation that is protected, right? And you're opening up the energies to, again, with this one here. Do you see that? And here, those swirls. It's like you are opening the energies to invite something in, right? And suddenly you have this. The door seems to be still open, but it's a different calling, and it's being answered. And it could be that you're just feeling this, and this is causing some sort of upheaval for you. Because it could also be that you're mistaking the energies, that you think those are not nice energies, when in fact it's the opposite. It's the opposite. It's actually very nice, but you feel somehow threatened by it. And maybe it's also, what I'm also getting is the, because of the time in this, right? She has got gray hairs, she's a bit younger, right? But they are the same person. It really feels like, also because I was so impatient, about asking, it could be that the difference between where you are right now, which is still the old, more the old than the new. The new is already there. You're waiting for the new to come in, right? All the goodness that you want to have, right? But you're still, just when you look at where you're at, you're still just seeing the old more, right? And there are some angelic beings there helping you, right? So you are going your path, right? You're weaving your path. And the outlook is very good. It's just that the energies don't. There's so much something that you really wanted to get rid of, but I feel like it's gone just because you've looked it in the eye and you've spoken it out loud. It's this, you look it in the eye, you say, every energy that is causing you to feel this way, It's like you've removed them, and now there's this space for, yeah, you know, it's coming in, and it's really intense, just because it seems to me that this is a very big shift. If you also look at the landscape, you know, this is a different, much more warm landscape, right? Even though lavender is supposed to be healing and everything, and calming, right? It still feels to me that, you know, this somehow feels to me a little bit more, this feels healed to me. And this feels like there's still something to walk. But, you know, it really feels like they are meeting in the middle, and this is what it leads to, right? So it could be that you are just already feeling what's happening, and it's intense, but it's in a good way, right? Yeah, so let's see what else we got. Relax. Yeah, and keep your heart open. Yeah, with this gate, that's what I was guessing, the energy of this, right? But relax. Yeah, I think that's the issue, right? That's the problem, that this upheaval is causing you, that relaxation is not easy to achieve at this minute, just because you already feel the energies, you know, and I think you really have the feeling that you really need to push through it with much more energy than is actually required. You know, when you are walking, because she's walking quite relaxed, right? And the energies, you know, if you look at those swirls and everything, and even a spider's web like this is very fragile, right? You know, from our perspective, right? It's fairly fragile. It's stable as well, you know, very robust, right? But still, it's and it just wants to say, yeah, it's basically how you get there, right? If you look at this, she's then walking. She's walking in a much more relaxed way. So this is the path that you are walking is supposed to be a little bit more relaxed and not so pushy and stressful. Because when you push forward, you also push the energy out, and you just wanna receive, right? So therefore, you need to be a bit more relaxed, so the energy can flow towards you. Do you know what I mean? It's this when you're too stressed, or too just high strung, or just too you know, when you're just I just feel the energy, it's just pushing. If this is too much, then it doesn't come in that easily. But if you just relax and just let it flow, right? Like this still water, you know, there's no, then the goodness of the universe is going to come to you, and it really feels like a big one, right? It's really nice. And also here, you know, the way those particles are flowing in the air is there's not much pressure behind it, right? It's very relaxed. Because the key is that you don't want to create yourself a path which is too windy, right? If it was too windy, then she could probably not move that well, right? It feels like it's more swirling around than wind that is coming at you, you know, here as well. You know, here are those energies as well, swirling. So you wanna, that's the energy flow that wants to be looked at when you are walking towards your desired outcome. So basically, the relaxed card just says that you can steer this by being more laid back about it, and do not focus on what is your current situation. Do not focus on this. Focus on where you're going and how good it will be. Do not focus on where you are at now, because this is going to cause the stress more than anything else. Because this is the discomfort somehow. Yeah, so let's see who this means for. Aquarius. Well, additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.